welcome to another edition of RAMJB's Fighter Combat School. Actually, this is not going to be a fighter combat school. This is going to be an attacker combat school. In this lesson, we are going to see something practical. You have seen a lot of theory, you have seen a lot of explanations, a lot of equations, a lot of things, and very little in-game footage. So, well, I think it's time for you to see how some of the things I have taught you translate into game tactics. And we are going to use for that the Messerschmitt 410B1, which is an attacker plane in the German trajectory, level 9, very similar to the Messerschmitt 410A1, which is level 8. The thing with this plane, I'm going to say this first of all. The thing with this plane is that attackers, for instance, I don't know, maybe the Soviet IL-2, reload their bombs and rockets in less than a minute. They reload very fast. It happens with all attacker and bombers except for these planes. The 410s, I don't know why, I guess it's a bug, I don't know exactly why, but it's actually true. Reload their bombs at the same rate as a pure fighter, and as such it's almost 5 minutes between reloads. So in a way this is not the best attack plane in the plane set, but in some other ways is very good. What you are going to see is me using this plane to its strengths. Remember the lessons, remember what I told you about very heavy planes and about drag. Very heavy planes dive very well and keep their speed very well over the top speed. If a plane has a top speed of 500 kilometers per hour and it's very heavy, when it's going at 700 kilometers per hour, it's going to lose its speed slowly until it gradually goes down to its 500 kilometers per hour top speed. So this plane is very heavy. It's a 10-ton plane. 10,000 kilograms is a lot for a World War II plane, even more for one that's not exactly a bomber, and it's very clean aerodynamically. You can see the lines are very, very, very nice. It's very curved and very smooth. This plane was very good from an aerodynamic standpoint, and it's exceedingly fast. And I mean it. I think this is the fastest twin-engine plane in the whole plane set. And I think it's even faster than the Mosquito at low levels. At high altitude, the Mosquito is faster, but at very low levels, this thing is faster. And when you are in attacker role, you want to be fast, very fast. So what you are going to see is basically me waiting for the right time to do an attack, selecting the proper group of targets I want to go for, selecting the proper approach angle I want to use, and the proper exit route I want to use. And what I'm going to do basically is to use the plane in a shallow dive from quite afar from the targets to build the speed gradually to a very, 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 very fast speed. So basically nothing can get me while I'm in the way in, unless they get some lucky shots from high deflection, whatever. But the trick is going so fast that no one can really get your tail and follow you. And once you drop your bombs, use that built-up speed and use the very heavy plane you have with very good aerodynamics to keep that amazing speed up and leave anything that's following you in the dust. That's basically what an attacker should do. It's not a dive bomber. It's not a bomber, it's an attack plane. And as such, what you want to do is to play to its strengths. And attacker planes are good for low level attacks. And for me, this is the best one of the lot, because that high speed is, you are going to see it, is pretty amazing. So what you're going to see in basically is applicable to most attack planes. There are some that aren't really fast and they don't have a good aerodynamic, and as such must be flown other ways. This tactic can also be used by very fast and very clean from an aerodynamic point of view bombers, for instance, and these ones are very good at it. The Soviet P-2 and Tu-2. They are not as fast as the Messerschmitt 410. They are not as clean aerodynamically, but they reload their bomb faster, which is a huge thing. But these things, yeah, these things can do it as well. And this is a proper bomber. It has a bomb sight, but it can't get it done as well. But as I told you, I'm going to use this plane to showcase it because I think it's the best one, other than the reload times that will get fixed sooner or later. And also because I've seen a lot of comments in the forums about this plane being shit, not being able to compete, and well, actually I do think this plane is one of the best the German 3 has. This model and the other ones, what they are not is fighters. They are not fighters. These planes can't go one-on-one with an enemy single-engine fighter and hope to win, unless you have a very huge energy advantage and you use it for killing him. But basically, this thing can't go head-on with other enemy fighters, and as such, people think it's shit. Well, it's not. This plane is an attacker. The U2s and B6R3 are bomber hunters, and they are exceptional for that. And the U4s are shit, basically, because the 50mm cannon doesn't work. But the normal versions, the ones with without the 50mm gun and the normal weaponry, they are very good. They are exceptional. And even this plane, while you are reloading the bombs, can do very well as a bomber hunter, because it has a couple of 20mm guns and a couple of heavy machine guns. So it has the firepower to kill enemy bombers. It just won't win a one-on-one versus an enemy fighter. Just won't happen. But that doesn't mean the plane is shit. That means the plane is something else. But well, whatever. We have spoken a bit, actually a lot. So it's time to see the theory of heavy planes with low drag and boom and zoom for attacker planes. So first instance, fjords map, game start, we climb a bit. We have already taken a look at what's in the enemy team. We know what to expect, and I already know what I'm going to attack, which is that column there. I have a perfect entry angle right now, so I'm not going to maneuver a lot. And I start the dive. And notice at the rate my speed is increasing. And which speeds do I hit before I start the pull out? This thing accelerates super fast. I see there's no enemies nearby, so it's more or less a mid run. I can do whatever I want. It's no big trouble. There goes a bomb. There goes another bomb. And we use our built-up speed to get out as fast as possible. Zoom in a bit. Right now I know there is no, look at this, there is no immediate threat, there's no enemy coming for me, so we are basically free to maneuver. Zoom away, win altitude back, and while it's reloading, notice bomb is going to take 4.5 minutes to reload. So while we are at it, we are going to do some bomber hunting, and that's pretty much it. And look at the results. Next instance, again checking what we have in the enemy team, what we can expect, win some altitude as much as possible, and get, this is important, at the game start try to stay away from the main clash, which is going to happen mostly in the middle. Just go to one side, pick your target, dive on it, and get the hell out. Simply that. Other thing is that you are in a Messerschmitt 410, and people when see one think 4 20mm cannons. You only have 2, but they don't know that until they come very, very close to you. So if you have someone in front of you, just play your psychological advantage of, hey man, I'm in a 410, you don't want to head on me. Right now my target is going to be that canyon down there. There are a lot of enemy tanks. This is going to be A bad luck approach, actually. I could have gotten a lot of them, and I only got 3 or 4. I don't remember well, because someone else bombed them while I was approaching. But well, the thing is, the approach was perfect, and I got out alive. So there you go. Bombs start to fall, so I drop one there, drop another one there, and get the hell out. 700 km/h, and look how well this plane keeps speed. It's losing it because we are zooming. We are actually winning altitude and moving super fast, and nothing comes our way. There's a guy down there, you can see, a Jack, who's trying to tail us, but he has no chance. We are so damn fast, he's not going to catch us. So yes, we wait, we use war energy power, we level up a bit to keep our speed better. Check the map to know if we are approaching the map side, which we are, but that guy has already given up. That guy moves away, he knows he has no chance to get us, so we are free to maneuver and do our bomber hunting until we have our bombs back.
Well done.
And now we are going to see the next one. It is in Africa. Again, game start. I'm showing game start mostly because with these long reload times, usually your second bombings are on low density targets, and I want to show you how effective this thing can be at game start by bagging a lot of energy tanks or grouped targets in a row. Checking our surroundings. I'm looking at that F4U because it's a possible threat. I'm not worried about guys that are lower than me, but there are ones that are higher. Yes, those might be a problem. I see there are a lot of enemy fighters on the left side, so I change targets. I'll go for the tank column on the right side. There are less fighters there. Be flexible. Have a plan, but don't stick to it until the end. If you see there's a lot of opposition, there are more targets, just change your target and go for it. That's it for your skill, so we are basically free right now to get a proper angle to do our bombing. Keeping an eye on possible guys who are coming for us. Right now there's none, so that's good. And what I'm going to do is to try to get the column that's behind that bridge. I see an XCF. That guy is coming for me actually, but I'm not worried. Why? Because I'm already moving at 500 km/h and I'm about to dive. The speeds involved are going to be so high that he's not going to be able to catch. So I bring the plane to the proper direction. Drop one bomb there, the other one there. Do a little bit of strafing on the way out. Look at that, 750 km/h. Now we are losing a bit because we are zooming, but keeps the speed very well. And of course, that guy simply couldn't follow. All was coming for us, but in the end, he was left behind. Close a bit and just get ready to do our heavy fighter roll while bombs reload. This is later in the same game. I have reloaded, or I'm about to. I have 30 seconds. I'm watching that column again, which has moved forward. I'm on pre-diving. I still don't have the bombs, but I know that with 20 seconds left, by the time I'm there, I'll have them reloaded. Again, notice how fast this plane picks up speed. It's insane. And it's true for all planes that have a high top speed, are heavy, and have good aerodynamics. So this you can pull with a lot of attackers and bombers in the game. Not all, but a lot of them. So we are reaching the column. Drop one bomb, drop another bomb, and move away at 750 km/h at the time we start our zoom. Not a lot is going to follow you at those speeds. It's as simple as that. So far, we have seen a lot of action without almost no one trying to catch us. Because when you see something moving so fast as this thing goes, you really don't try to get it. You know you are not going to. So you are safe by being fast, because people will simply let you go. They have no other choice, actually. They can try to follow, but they are never going to catch. This time in 2 ports. Again, picking up a good approach angle. Picking up speed. See, there are a lot of reds there, red fighters. But I'm not worried at all. One bomb there. Get the bomb there. And simply get the hell out at 800 kilometers per hour. Yeah. Nothing is going to follow that. Unless it's a jet, of course. Be careful with those. But you can see, nothing tries to follow. It's safety by just staying fast. It's obvious they have seen us, but they know they can't catch us. So now we are free to do heavy bomber jobs. Rise star rushes. Actually, this is with the game going on. Reload soon to finish, so we only have to wait for it to enter the low 30s or 20s to start our dive. So I'm already maneuvering to start my dive. And my target is going to be that pillbox there. And the other pillbox that's beyond. I'm choosing my targets. I know my first target is going to be this pillbox. And then I see that one, another pillbox. Okay, 2 bombs, 2 pillboxes. Picking up speed. Again, there are 3 guys around that place, but I'm not scared at all. They won't be able to catch. Yes, approach. You see, it's not a dive bombing, it's a shallow angle bombing. Drop the bomb. And get past all that stuff of enemy fighters. There are a lot. One got a hit on us. Well, sometimes happens if someone tries to get a pot shot at you and hits you. But I'm going out at 770 kilometers per hour. Do you think that guy is going to be able to follow? No, I don't think so. He's actually trained too, but look, he's already almost 3 kilometers behind us. Just train a bit of altitude now. Keep your speed. Climb a bit. You see how much space we have covered, and we are still at 570 kilometers per hour. Now a little bit less because we are not using web. Now we are.
Destroy the target.
And maneuvering a bit. That guy is still trying to get us.
Destroy the target. Take him down.
Now I think he's moving away, but no, he's not. He just was climbing. This is still fixated on us. But he's so far, he can't do anything, so we can beat our time, climb a bit. And now I'm going to drag him towards the west. I see my base is there. I don't want to reach the map border because then I get respawned somewhere else looking inside, and I could have him very close. So I want to stay in the map because here I control his position. Now he's closing because I turned and he's coming from an angle, which of course is more effective than coming from behind to close distances. But even damage, look at how fast this thing is. I'm diving a bit to pick up speed because the plane doesn't accelerate well, but once it's at speed it's very hard to slow it down. And look at it. He's not closing anymore. Even from an angle. He didn't want to let us go, and he's not going to stop trying to get us. But look at this. 533 kilometers per hour indicated. This is not true speed. Actually that's more because we are at 2000 meters.
Cover me.
and of course he's not closing. He's getting behind, and now he has bigger problems than us because he has one of our fighters, when Jack 90 is going for him from lower. That is something that will keep him distracted.
Destroy the target.
And yeah, it's going to be funny because the guy is still insisting in trying to get us. And here I'm planning to do another turn, this time towards the south. But look at that, he got killed by the anti-air of the airfield. He never got closer than 2 kilometers since he started chasing us. That's how you deal with those things in a Messerschmitt 410. You outrun them. Now I see they have only 2 targets left. I see they are both artilleries. We don't need bombs for that. So what we are going to do is exactly the same as we have done until now, but without bomb, just by strafing. Because artilleries can be perfectly killed by 20mm guns.
Bravo.
I see a 190. That can be a kind of problem because it's higher than us and can dive on us.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
But keep on diving. 600 kilometers per hour. Approaching. The 190 is going for someone else, so no big deal. And just come for the kill. Nothing is trying to catch us, so I'm perfectly calm. I don't have anything to worry but killing the thing. So there is dead. And now I use a turn with a little bit of climb to set me for the pass on the last artillery. Dive on it. And open fire. And we won. That's how you do it. Well, you can see it really pays off, doesn't it? I see a lot of attacker planes play the wrong way. People dive bombing in them, people just try to turn fight enemy planes. No. You have to be wise. You have to be mindful of that, of the fact that if anything with your 6 and is faster than you, is going to catch up, and you're going to be unable to outmaneuver it. But you are also you also have to be mindful that if you do the things by the book, and if you choose wisely your moves, your entry angle, your outro, your exit angle, and use your built-up speed to keep your speed up while you're running away, you're going to do very well. So well, that was mostly it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson with a lot more practical sense, and that actually can translate very well into the game. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, give me a thumbs up. Any comment you want to add in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed these videos and haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later.